I'm with Spencer, who's teaching with me on Bridge TV online education platform. So you want to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. So hi everyone, I'm Spencer. I'm teaching classes with Bridge TV online. I've got 2 of my own lectures up now, and together we have a class every Wednesday and Friday morning.
So you want to check that out as well?
Yeah, it's
All
really
right.
fun, right?
So, okay, without further ado then, let's talk about their names, right? So the first up, I have J-Hope, the famous J-Hope
Sure.
from BTS. Okay, so what do you think?
J-Hope is a name I've never heard before, besides this person. I have heard the name Hope before.
Hope
Yes,
in America.
in America,
Okay.
yes. So Hope is usually like a female name in the United States. So you'll meet girl Hopes, but you'll never meet boy Hopes.
So when you first heard about his name, J-Hope,
Yeah.
what was your first impression of the name?
It feels very bright
Uh-huh.
and young. So I think it suits him and the image
Right.
that they want. It's very fresh,
Yeah,
right?
it's always like upbeat.
Yeah.
And full of energy,
Right.
positive energy. So.
Right.
All right, and also another member from the famous boy band, Jin. So Jin can be also a Korean name, but is that an American name as well?
It is, but the pronunciation is a little different. It's more strong E sound. Jean.
But then the spelling is a little bit different, right? For him, it's J-I-N, right? So what's the common spelling of the name Jin?
There are 2 common spellings. G-E-N-E,
Right.
Jean, and maybe J-E-A-N, Jean.
Is that a boy's name or girl's name typically?
It could be both, actually. It's in the middle a little bit, kind
Right.
of like Billie Jean,
Uh-huh.
Michael Jackson,
Oh,
Billie
yeah,
Jean,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it can be feminine or masculine, I think.
So another member from BTS, V,
Yeah,
right? So it's like sounds like a rapper's name or something.
Yeah.
V.
yeah. For me, it sounds like a video game character.
Oh.
It doesn't sound like a real person's name, right? Which I guess it's his stage name.
Right.
So that makes sense. But it feels like when you're making a character in a video game, you would use this name. It's kind of cool, kind of edgy.
There's another member, his name is Suga.
I mean, obviously I think of sugar. So it makes me think that he's supposed to have a sweet image and be bright and very nice and things like that. But obviously this is a name I've never heard before in the United States.
No.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay. But Rap Monster,
Right.
also known as RM.
I mean, this is a very strong name, right? Monster, like Gwemur, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it shows that he's so good at rapping, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So I get that feeling from this name. I think,
He's really good at rapping now.
yeah, he's really good at
Yeah, it's
rapping.
like crazy skills.
Right. So I think it's different from other rappers' names. It's kind of almost cute, right? It's a cute name, but it emphasizes his rap skills, I think.
And another really hot hip-hop artist here in Korea, Zico.
Right.
You heard of that?
Sure.
name? Right.
I think this name is hard to pronounce for foreigners.
Right, to guess how to
Right.
correctly pronounce the name.
Since it starts with Z, written in English, it sounds like Zico, but it's like Zico, right, in Korean. So I think it's hard to pronounce it. But again, like in all of his songs, he kind of spells his name, right? Zico,
Zico.
right? So that's another way I think people might think how to pronounce his name. They hear
Right.
his song and they think, oh, it's Zico. So they might call him that. But I like his name overall. I think it's cool.
But never heard of.
Never heard
Never
of it.
heard of it.
Never
before.
heard of it.
All right, and another really popular, hugely successful boy band, EXO, and there's Kai from the boy band, right? Kai, K-A-I. Does that sound like really unique and unfamiliar to you?
Definitely, definitely. I mean, I guess it feels like a name that's from Asia rather than Western speaking countries. So I suppose there might be somebody who's named Kai in the United States. I've never met them. So it's unique. I think it's a very cool name. It sounds kind of sharp, like a blade, right? It's got that short syllable, just Kai.
Kai.
It sounds cool, yeah.
I think that the name really suits him
Yeah, I think so too.
in that regard. So next up, we have Key from Shinee. What do you think about the name?
So obviously the first thing I think of is a key that
The
you
little
use
key. Right.
to unlock something. I'm not sure if that's what he's going for. Like he's unlocking some power within the group or some skill within the group. It would make sense if he is. But again, I see this trend a lot with very short syllable names.
Right.
Kai, Ki, V.
Right.
They're easy to say, easy to write, easy to remember. So I think that's why he chose this name, maybe. Ki.
And we also have Lucas from NCT. So Lucas for an Asian man. What do you think?
I've never met an Asian male Lucas before. So Lucas can also be Luke in the United States, actually.
L-U-K, Luke.
Lucas. Yeah, I think Luke is more common, but it's just a shorter form of Lucas. But I get the image of kind of a big, strong guy with this name.
He's pretty tall. I met him in person. I was, getting my makeup done for my photo shoot, and he was right next to me. So he was pretty tall.
Pretty tall, okay. Then that would suit him, right? I think Lucas is usually kind of a taller, bigger guy rather than a small guy.
Right. Both like tall and having big muscles.
Right, working out.
Right.
Yeah.
In the gym all the time.
Right.
Okay, cool. And another member, he's from Canada, I believe. Mark Lee. Mark. So that's a pretty common name, I believe.
Definitely, yeah. Mark, another form of that name is Marcus. That's less common. So Mark is very common. I have some Marks in my family, like uncles and cousins and things like that. And so it's very easy to find this name, Mark, definitely.
Cool. What about this one? Like Bam Bam from GOT7. So it's a JYP's boy band. So Bam Bam. What do you think?
For me, it's such a cute name. It feels like a cartoon character. Like there was an old cartoon show called The Flintstones, and there was a baby character in that show called Bam Bam. So I immediately think of Bam Bam, and I think he's the youngest member in the group.
I'm not sure.
Or he's close to that. So that could be why they are going for it. Another feeling of this name is like Bam Bam, like hitting something. Like the sound of hitting something is bam.
Right.
So kind of a powerful
at the
sound
same time.
at the same time.
Cute and powerful.
Right. I think that's the image that they're going for.
Okay. And member from IKON this time, Bobby.
Right.
Bobby. Is that a common name these days? What do you think?
I don't think it's common these days anymore. Maybe like 20 years ago.
Right.
I think it was
Back
pretty
in the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah, it was popular in the 90s. And before that, Bob, just Bob was popular, maybe in the 60s or something.
Right.
So yeah, Bob, Bobby, like it's out of fashion now a little bit. More popular form of this name now is Robert. Right? Robert is much more common. It sounds kind of sophisticated, whereas Bobby sounds pretty cute, young, that kind of a name.
Okay. All right, so next up we have Ravi from VIX. Ravi.
For me, this sounds like a Southeast Asian name, right? Like someone who is of Indian descent would have a name like this, Ravi. I've never met a Ravi before, but that's the feeling I get from it. It's not an English name, really.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
And I love this name, Crush.
Yeah.
It's an R&B singer.
Yeah.
So how do you feel if someone comes to you and like, hey, hi, I'm Crush?
I would think they were joking, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I actually really like Crush's stage name
Uh-huh.
because one meaning of the word crush is like having a crush on someone,
Right.
right? You really like them, you're infatuated with them. I think as an R&B singer, that's kind of the market
Exactly.
he wants,
Mhm.
right? He wants
Right.
people to kind
To
of
appeal
fall
to,
in.
yeah, young female listeners out there.
Yeah, with his smooth voice and
Mhm.
yeah, the name Crush I think is quite
Yeah.
suitable.
Cool. All right, so Henry Lau.
Mm.
So he's, I believe, Taiwanese.
Mm.
What do you think of the name Henry?
Mhm. I mean, Henry is a pretty common name.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it's popular,
Mhm.
but you will probably meet a Henry very easily wherever you go, right? There are
Right.
lots of Henrys,
Right.
basically. Yeah, I don't know if it suits him or not. Henry kind of has a studious vibe to it. I imagine a Henry having glasses and like wearing a cardigan. So
범생이,
Yeah.
범생이 이미지.
Right.
범생 이미지.
yeah, it feels like that. So I don't know much about him. I don't know if it fits his image, but yeah, this is the kind of vibe Henry has.
Okay. All right. So this time, the CEO of AOMG, a hip-hop label in Korea, Jay Park.
Mm.
So the reason why it's called Jay is obviously because his Korean name is Jaebom.
Right.
So it starts with J.
Mhm.
That's why he called himself Jay, I believe. So Jay Park.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move. I know he's collaborated with some singers in the United States. So having this kind of simple name, again, just J, one syllable, Park, one syllable,
Right.
I think it's really easy for people to remember.
Right.
And Jay is a common name in the United States as well. You'll find that name.
Like Jay.
Yeah, yeah, Jayy. You'll find it a lot of places, definitely.
So Eric. What do you think about the name Eric?
The name Eric, it's not so common anymore. I feel like just like Bobby, this is a name that was popular maybe in the early 2000s or like 1990 period. So it's a little bit out of fashion now. But when I think of the name Eric, I think a little bit of like a jock, a sports guy,
Yeah.
which I think doesn't suit Eric, no?
No. He's like the sweet.
Sweet, soft
You're right.
image. So, I mean, that's cool. He's making Eric into like a new flavor, a new style. I don't think the name is weird for him, but just originally my feeling of Eric is different than his image.
Hope you guys liked this video, and if you enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below, and also leave a lot of comments. Did we miss someone that you'd like to know about more? Just any comments about this video. All right, so I'll see you guys in my next video. To the
Other side.
지금 바로 www.bridgetelevision.com korea에 방문해 보세요. 매일 아침 고급 학습자들을 위한 뉴스 수업, 영어 실력과 무관하게 누구나 원어민스러운 발음을 낼 수 있는 발음 트레이닝 수업, 그리고 저와 스펜서 선생님이 함께하고 있는 턱턱 생활회화, 지금 수강 신청 진행 중입니다. 샘플 강의도 직접 들어보실 수 있으니까요. 어떤 강의인지 한번 알아보세요. www.bridgetelevisionkorea.com 지금 바로 방문해 보세요.